Good morning, TAV. This is Mario from AT Overland, and today we're standing in front of the new Atera camper. The XL is designed for full-size trucks. It's a all honeycomb composite camper with insulation in various places, very few thermal bridges, and it's super lightweight. It's 1,250 pounds. Let's take a quick walk around and I'll show you some of the outside features and then we'll dig inside. So come up close. One of the first features, we're using the Arctic Tern door. This is a really nice door because it bolts top and bottom like a security door, and it also has a security screen. So you can't puncture this thing with a knife. One of the other nice features about this door is that it's a screen door that you can lock. And so you can lock it, leave your pet inside if you're going to go for a hike or something like that, and not have to worry about the contents inside. So that's in this locked phase and unlocked. Let's come around the back side because that's where all the mechanicals are. So we have two lockers in the back. This one locker is for the propane. It's sealed away from the rest of the camper. We used a conventional 20-pound cylinder because often when you're traveling it's hard to get a cylinder refilled, but most often you can find a hardware store or a grocery store where you can just swap the cylinder out. Keeps it easy. This is our mechanicals locker. There's a lot going on in here, but it's also relatively simple. So inside the locker you can see the back end of the water tank. The water tank is illuminated from the inside. That gives us a visual level from inside the camper, but it gives us additional benefits in that we can use that light as a soft night light inside the camper, as well as illuminating this space. So if we need to get in here and do something, we can. So come back in a little bit and I'll show you some other features. I don't know if you can capture this, but right up here we have a National Luna NLDC 40. This is a chargeback controller from the truck to the house batteries on the camper. Provides upcharge 14.6 volts to keep the two lithium-ion batteries happy. It also manages the solar charging. Then also in here we have the S-Pod Bantam module. So we decided to go with S-Pod in this camper, so we have no need for fuses or circuit breakers because it's a self-healing system, polarity protected, does all of the management of all of our switching throughout. Also inside this compartment we have the Truma VarioHeat heater. This is a very efficient propane heater. It's a scavenge system where you have your fresh air going over plenum, so you have no contact with your fresh air with flame and none of the condensation problems that happen like with a catalytic heating system. In this compartment, because we have the heater and there's some scavenged heat off of it, we also have the water pump. The water pump is tucked in on the wall above the exhaust duct, and that helps keep that warm in cold temperatures, and it helps maintain temperatures inside this compartment for the lithium-ion batteries, which don't like to get too cold. One of the features is we use the Truma AquaGo Comfort Plus. We like this heater a lot. It's an on-demand hot water heater, so you have as much hot water as you have propane and water. It's designed so that when the temperature gets below 41 Fahrenheit, it will kick on if the propane is on and heat itself to prevent freezing. If your propane is off and you're underway and driving, it has an additional 12-volt heater, and so it will go ahead and kick that on to keep the hot water heater. This system is rated to be effective down to -4 Fahrenheit. So, pretty tidy system. All the mechanicals all in one place, really easy to work on. You want to go inside the camper now? Let's do it. Okay, so we're inside the Atera now. The design consideration for this camper was a focus on lightweight and a lot of storage. Storage can be really finicky in a lot of campers. You know, where do I put all my stuff? I might be traveling multiple seasons. Some of my clothing's really bulky. So what do I do with it? So our galley system, we engineered it around the Step 22 Stingray bags. We really like these bags. They're robust. You can label them. You can change the labels so you know what the contents are. We like the portability because you can take your stuff inside the house, prep it, bring it back out, as opposed to having to empty a drawer or a cabinet. Super handy. We have 6 of those in our cabinet system. We have these keys that keep the bags from coming out. So very simple, lightweight, and durable. There's 6 of the full-size stingrays here, and then here we have 2 of the half-size stingrays, and these are pretty handy for toiletry kits and outside shower, things like that. This is the intake and output for fresh air. So it's down low, so all of your warm air rises, keeps it nice and tidy in here. Right here you can see the see-through for the water tank. You can physically see the level of the water, and then this also shines as your night light. This is on a dimmable circuit on the S-Pod, so we can control that light intensity. In the galley, we are using a Dometic combo. We like this stove because if something boils over, it's going to flow into the sink, so it's going to keep your countertop a lot tidier. Right next to the stove, we have our control panel. Here you can see the S-Pod is managing all of the features in the camper. This is the Truma controller. It controls the temperature for both the air heater and for the hot water heater. And then this is the National Luna monitor, which is observing what's going on with your starting battery, your house battery, and your solar panels. So, tidy little system. Having access to your mechanicals is important, and easy access is critical. So we made it so that you open this and you have a fully manifolded water system. So if you can get your camera down in here, you can get a good idea of how tidy this is. So it's really easy to follow the lines, and we have very short plumbing runs. So we've also selected the National Luna 90-liter Legacy fridge freezer. This is a super efficient fridge freezer. It has a lot of space. You can control the 2 compartments separately, and it's just really well made. Continuing with storage, we have a couple of more of the Stingray cubes, and we also created a small hanging closet. For those of us who travel a lot on the road, it's nice to have an outfit that's not rumpled for a business meeting or a nice night out on the town. The storage gets even more cavernous. We have really big pull-out drawers. So you have 3 of these. This is a lot of space. This is more than I have in my dresser at home. There's a feature to this though. It works in conjunction with the bed. So we want to bring the bed closer to us. So we pull the 3 drawers out. We slide the bed platform. We engage the 3 drawers. And then we can pull the entire bed towards us. The mattress is supported by froli springs, which makes this very comfortable. Gives you good ventilation underneath the mattress so you don't get condensation. And you might be asking, oh my gosh, this bed's really high, how do I access that? Well, what we did was we incorporated steps into our storage system. So you pull out one of these keys, you pull out the bottom step, and you engage the bottom step. Second key, you engage the top step. And so now you have a staircase going up into your bed. There's an additional storage feature. If you come over here, you'll be able to see it. It is in front of the bed. There are 3 hidden compartments underneath this. They're quite large, so it allows you to tuck things away when you're doing global travel that you might want to have outside of prying eyes. The other thing this allows you to do is to add an optional cushion of 20 inches. That will turn this into a bed that's 79 by 80, so technically a full king-size bed. The way to put the bed away is really simple. Disengage one of the latches, push the entire system forward, and it locks in place, and you're done. Put the steps away. Now you could have, down below, you could have one more Stingray down here if you wanted, but we kept that one open. It's a nice place to tuck away your shoes at night so they're not underfoot. If you want to come around this way, I'll show you a few features on this side. So we have storage underneath this dinette. There are 2 spots. pull the cover out of the way. So you have 2 storage spots underneath this dinette. They're pretty deep. So it gives you a lot of different options for gear. Now under the other dinette seat, we have the toilet system. So we're using the wrap-on waterless toilet. We've used this for a number of years now. We like this system because it hermetically seals your waste. So it's similar to a wag bag in the sense that you put a coagulant powder in that will solidify the liquids, or gel the liquids I should say. But what we like about it is that it's pretty much an automated system. It has a panel that tells you how many flushes you've done. One load of material, this will do 50 flushes, that's what it's rated for. We usually see 53 flushes out of it. In this little compartment you can store enough material for 400 flushes. This keeps track of how many flushes you've had on this keeps track of how many flushes you've had on the sleeve. So when you hit this button, you'll see that this will pull the film forward. It'll crimp it, and then it'll engage a heat sealing element which will complete the bag. Down here in front of the toilet, there's a little door, kind of hard to see. Get in here at the angle. So you open this door, and this is where you eject the bag. And so this is considered a biohazard too, like a diaper. You can throw it in the trash. It's non-gas permeable material, so it doesn't smell, and you have no physical contact with pathogens, which makes this more hygienic. While we're down here, this area is an inside shower tray. So you would remove the table, put it on the bed, and then we have a shower curtain that velcros onto the carpeted ceiling. And that puts the skylight right over your shower, so you can get all of that humidity to exit from the camper. This shower pan, you can take it outside and use it on the outside shower if you want. So we've used exclusively Tern Overland windows. We like these. They're double pane. They have nice locking mechanisms. You can get a lot of natural airflow through here, so you don't have to have a noisy fan all the time. They also have a light blocking shade coupled with a bug screen. So you can manage your light and airflow when this is all open. For convenience inside the camper, we've put a lot of USB ports. So we have a double USB port right over the dinette, and then we have one on either side of the camper here. And then at the front side of the camper, we put 2 12-volt automotive ports. And we did that so that a lot of people who sleep with CPAP machines will have access to power right at the bed, as opposed to having to run a cord across the camper. We have more power ports and USB ports, 2 12-volt power ports, another USB. So that puts a total of 4 WSBs and 4 12-volt power ports in the camper. We also have power for the toilet, so you can manage that separately. And then we've put trigger switches that are connected to the S-Pod, so you can manipulate the mood lights and the scene lights just from the door without having to go all the way to the S-Pod panel. Or conversely, you can take the S-Pod app on your phone and manipulate everything from outside the camper. So if you're sitting in camp, you have the mood light on, you hear something go bump in the night, you can turn the scene light on, see what it is or not, turn the scene light back off without ever having to get out of your camp chair. We have insulation, additional insulation, and a carpet that we've used in our toppers for years. This makes a nice soft space. It's also Velcro hook compatible, so there's a lot of different pouches and things like that that you can Velcro to the surface for additional storage configurations. So it allows people to have a little bit more their own creative touch to it. Or if you're a patch collector, you can stick them all over the place. Over the stove and sink, we put a Maxxair dome fan. This is a low flow fan, but it's strategically placed so it's going to pull vapors and steam right off of the stove. So it's ideally placed. It also has a light ring on it, and that illuminates your stove and cooking area. So light where you need it, when you need it. Well, TAV, thank you for visiting with us today and seeing the new Atera camper. Again, this is a new product from AT Overland in Prescott, Arizona, and it weighs 1,250 pounds, and it is designed for full-size trucks from half ton up all the way to 1 ton, however you want to configure it. So we're pretty excited about it.